that version of Kuminga do for y'all?
Takes his team to another level. He was so patient, let the game come to him. He got going a little bit getting downhill as soon as he got in there, but I thought the biggest play he made was when he got it in the middle of the paint and kicked it out to Moses. That just shows growth. He can take that shot. He can make that shot. And he does often. But to go in there, not take that shot and have the shot, but kick it out for an even better shot and get someone else going, that's what stars do. So it's just good to see that next level of growth from him. And, we need him to continue playing the way he played tonight. Every night's not going to look the same for him. That's just the way this league works when an offense isn't built around you. But if he plays we always need him getting downhill, and him playing with the patience that he played with tonight was huge.
On the other side, Dre, what do you think about the way he took on the challenge of guarding Luka?
Luka, LeBron, everybody he got on. Austin Reeves at times. He was asking for those matchups. It says a lot. We challenged him in private. We challenged him publicly to step up on the defensive end, and he did that. He was great offensively, but he was even better defensively.
Hey, Draymond, your big play on Luka late in the game, what was the key in pulling off the steals?
But Jimmy did a great job of staying in front of him, forcing him into a tough situation, and he drove him right down to me. Only pass he really got is to my guy in the dunker, and that guy got to either shoot a floater or got to go through my chest to get the layup. So I felt comfortable enough to go for it. He put the ball out there, and at worst, I'm going to foul him, but he ain't getting the and one, and it's 2 free throws. So just taking advantage of an opportunity to make a play.
Did you have any idea that it looked like Jimmy was playing hurt with something wrong with his left forearm?
Yeah, I think it happened when he fell with Rui on that play. But Jimmy's tough as hell. And, we needed him to come back in to close that game out. He came back, and he was exactly who he's been and who we needed him to be.
I like Steph Curry. We hear you guys shoot these half-court shots and all this fun in practice. But when you get in a game like tonight where you're just, in a zone, just speak to, how that's able to help this team out, especially you being such a young player. And they know they can go to a young guy. Draymond was giving you your props when he was in here. And you don't have to lean on the veterans. You're a young guy that can step in and produce for the team, too.
Yeah, I think the first part, me and Steph, shooting competitions, half-court competitions all the time. We're actually tied 24-24 right now, the half-court competition. So just a few shoot-arounds left. But I think we just try to make fun of it and understand that, Steph's the best shooter that's, ever stepped foot on earth. And so to pick his brain out, let's shoot him, but just that flow state that he gets into, when he's shooting the lights out, kind of how we saw in Memphis. Just trying to, pick his brain on that and then just get in that kind of rhythm yourself. Obviously, I've had 2 good shooting games on this trip. And so just continue that, to lean on that. And then to your second question, as a young player, having that confidence from the older guys that, you can be leaned on and you're not just out there is super special, especially, as a young player, you got so many things you want to accomplish. To have that confidence from your vets.
This was fun basketball, folks. This is like a playoff game. Warriors dropped 45 in the first quarter, but yet the Grizzlies kept chipping away. You needed Stephen Curry's 52 points. You needed Jimmy Butler's 27 points. You needed Draymond Green's first triple-double of the season. But all the winning plays down the stretch, Fezzi fell. Let's break it down and pick it up with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
All right, Bonte, let's go. This is a big game, big implications. You got to have the ball in your best player's hands. And what I love is that Jimmy is starting to understand exactly where the ball needs to go. Steph is hot at this point. Yep. Jimmy knows exactly what to do. He's going to come off the screen. Great find by Draymond Green. Look at the time and score right now. That's 2 minutes left in the game, and he just keeps making plays, Monty.
You look at what Jimmy did, though, and just got the quick pen down. He knows how to play with Steph already, and that's a veteran move right there.
This is a big bucket. Not only does he foul Jaren Jackson the second out, that was a broken play. And when you have a guy in Jimmy Butler that can get to the paint and score at will, now you have the defense paying attention, and you have willing passers with him and Draymond. So, of course, Steph is going to be open when you move the ball. Steve Kerr says it all the time. If you swing the ball enough, great things are going to happen, and that's one of the things. The guys are out of position. Brandon Podziemski taking advantage of the fact that the defense is out of sorts and out of rotation. This is what it means to play team basketball right now.
Yeah, for most of that game, both BP and Moses were pretty quiet on offense. But when the game came down to it, those last 71 seconds, they both got the only field goals in that time. So to see those two guys come up big at a moment like that, I think that means good things for the Warriors.
No doubt. And now they're starting to build that chemistry, that momentum moving forward here with 7 games left. And they're bonding outside of the arena. They're at the soccer game yesterday. LAFC against Inter Miami. Messi's in the building. Suarez is in the building. You see Jimmy Butler there with Gary Payton II, Pods, Kevin Knox. He's on. You've got assistant coaches. Stephen Curry was in his suite getting booed by LA fans.
Oh, Monte, you got your eyes everywhere.
I got my eyes everywhere. I was actually watching that game. I was a little bored last night. I was like, oh, I'll watch some soccer. But look at Jimmy. He loves his soccer, of course.
Yes.
He's big into soccer overseas. It's why he wears the number that he wears, because of all those famous soccer players wearing number 10. But you see GP2 smiling.
Yep.
They're feeling good right now, Fezzy Phil.
Well, the one thing I will say about Steve Kerr and the Warriors in general, they understand the importance of having a good team chemistry and how it translates. Things off the court translate to chemistry on the court. And Jimmy Butler, one of the things I've heard him say is that the Warriors, the way the team is, the way everybody comes together, all these things matter. And for the Warriors going down the stretch right now, it's really important for them to find ways to really get ready to ratchet up at the end of the season right now. We have, what, 7
regular season games
7 games left. Right now, Monty, it's time to go.
All that chemistry stuff is fine to talk about, but when you're winning, that's when it really shines. And you know, guys would come to play for the Warriors over the years, and they're surprised at how things are done there. I mean, it's veteran guys coming in, they're playing music during practice. You know, they're doing because Steve wants it that way, because Steph wants it that way. Steph and Steve are all about joy. They're on the same page there, and you're seeing it right now. Winning helps that go.
19-4. Yep, no doubt. 19-4 when Jimmy Butler plays. So the chemistry on the court, off the court leads us to the odds presented by Great Resort and Casino. Down the stretch, I'll start with you, Monty Poole. How's this going to shake out in the Western Conference?
Every single day, there's going to be movement. You can't help it. That's the great thing about the way the schedule is laid out, is because now you're going to start seeing the West teams play each other. And as they play each other, somebody's got to lose. So if you keep winning, you keep going up. You start losing, you go down like a rock. So these last 10, 11 days, man, I mean, talk about popcorn. You need more than popcorn for this.
For anybody who's trying to predict where guys or where teams are going to end up, you have to be some kind of soothsayer, right? The Warriors right now, they have the Denver Nuggets, the LA Lakers ahead of them. They have them back-to-back nights. Right. At some point, you're going to play the Clippers. You're going to play the Houston Rockets. These are all games where the Warriors can move up to take those teams' positions. So every game is a playoff game now. This is win or lose, win. And usually in these games, at the end of the season, when you play against teams that you might face in the playoffs, you usually try to keep something in the woodshed. You try to hide something, some form of technique, whatever scheme you're going to use, rotation. You don't have that luxury right now. Every team has to throw everything they have at these games, because it's the difference between making it to the playoffs or going to the play, which a lot of teams they don't want to take that chance.
Memphis dropped to 8th after their loss. As they're playing Miami right now, they're in a back-and-forth battle affair, 92-90 with the Miami Heat in the fourth quarter. They're in 8th place right now. They were just in 5th, 4th, and then they fired their coach, of course. And so, yes, this thing is volatile in the Western Conference.
They have not won a game since they fired the coach, the Grizzlies. You know, and so they asked for this turbulence. I'm sorry. You know, I mean, Taylor Jenkins made me your coach next season, but to get rid of a guy with 2.5 weeks to go in the season.
When you're number 4 in the rankings?
What are you doing? What are you doing? So, again, that's their business. If you're the Warriors, you're like, we took care of our business when we went to Memphis, so we'll move on from there. So the Warriors have the tiebreaker. And I think it's really hard for Memphis to recover and get back up into the top 6.
I mean, when you think about that game and think about Memphis, they have struggled. They've been scoring in basketball. They have struggled defensively. When you lose your coach, you lose your defensive coordinator as well. The Lakers tonight, the Warriors are going against, they've actually struggled. They've let teams come back into the game. They've had double-digit leads against the Grizzlies, against the Houston Rockets, and let the teams back in. So these are opportunities for the Warriors to take advantage of tonight. So tonight when you're playing against the Lakers, you cannot turn the ball over. You got to control the pace. You got to be the fast team, because that's what the Warriors, and that's where they thrive.
Well, let's break down that play.